Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm I'm getting bit. I'm gonna see if anybody comes in. I just got a few things to say, and then I'm jumping off. I just gotta say a few things, get it off my chest. I can't believe I have to address this again. I don't know why. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's child's play, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm not in a area of grown adults. I feel like I'm with a bunch of teenagers that are just picking and poking at each other. So I just want to address this again. I've already addressed this. I've addressed this. I can't tell you how many times. And I'm going to address it this last time. This last time I'm going to address it. Hello, everybody that's coming in. Dally Girl, Bernie, hello. Is it a beautiful day there? It's beautiful here too. The sun, it's got an overcast, but it's nice. But I don't know why I have to address this again. I don't feel like I should have to address it again, but I do because hi Shy, hi Sabrina. I just feel like I've addressed this, other people have addressed this, and it just keeps coming up. And I feel like I'm not with a group of adults. I feel like I'm in a high school tit for tat, and it's just ridiculous. So they absolutely are. They absolutely are, Tally Girl. They need content, so they're gonna bring up old stuff to, regurgitate pretty much. Good morning, Turquoise. So I am going to say again, I think this is probably the 5th, maybe 10th time I've brought this up. Jenna Moon, have a mind. Hi, Richard. I have a mind of my own. I have my own beliefs. I have my own thoughts. I make my decisions based on me and only me. Do I have friends? Yes, I do have friends. But that doesn't mean my friends convince me to do anything. So for people to sit there and say certain people left because somebody made them is horse manure, I guess now Tracy, before when I left, it was Leo's wife. Leo's wife made me leave, and now it's Tracy. Tracy was gone way before I left. I think it was a good 2 months, maybe 2 months, 3 months. She was gone before. Absolutely. She was gone way before I decided to leave. But now, Tracy controls my mind and makes me leave. And it was one of the things that used to frustrate me when I was with Laura, to be honest. And everybody knows I will say how I feel and I don't sugarcoat, but people used to always say when we were with Laura that Laura controlled our minds, that Laura, we supported everything Laura did and we were behind everything she did. And that was not the case. And we have said that. There was many times we did not agree with Laura and we would express our thoughts and the way we felt. And that is the way it was. Now, hey, Leo's wife. And now, morning. And now, because we've left Laura, now it's truth that has made us leave or brainwashed us. And it's just ridiculous. And I just can't believe I even have to address this. Hi, Leo's wife. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I can't see chat because if I go over there, then it'll mess me up. But um, nobody made me leave either. Nobody made. I I just like you. I think it's ridiculous that now all of a sudden it's Tracy. First it was me. Now it's Tracy. I'm I'm going where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's making me do anything. So people need to stop. This is
They
ridiculous.
they do, and like somebody said in here that they're just looking for content. I mean, what else could there be? What else could it be if it's not for content? Because really, we're gonna go live and talk about how we're, following people because they convinced us or brainwashed us to go. No, and every single one of us left for different reasons. There's
Yeah.
not one of us that left for the same reason. Is it as a whole? Did we all have like the same thoughts on it? We did, but we all left for our own reasons. I
Yeah.
left for my own reasons. Tracy didn't message me and be like, hey, Jenna Moon, if you want to be my friend, you have to leave. No,
And to
like,
be and to
go
be
ahead.
totally honest, who am I echoing?
Nope.
Okay. To be totally honest, Tracy and I weren't even getting along when I left. So I mean, when she left Patreon, her and I were on the outs. Everybody knows that. So Tracy Shirley didn't talk to me about leaving anything. Yes, since then we've apologized to each other and we're good, but we weren't even friends when I left. So to say that about me and Tracy is crazy, and everybody knows that. So yeah, it's insane. I don't
It,
know.
it is. And, and we all know that Tracy's really tried to stay out of this.
Yeah,
She hasn't been going live. She really hasn't had an opinion on all the debacle that's going on, all the hate that's going on, all the, tit for tat. Tracy's really stayed out of it. And finally, Tracy decided to have a voice today. Yesterday, and she
yesterday.
went live. She did it respectfully. She expressed how she felt, just like everybody else that has a platform around here. We
Mhm.
all are able to say how we feel. That is why we have platforms, so we can say how we feel. And ever since she did that live, now it's everything is Tracy, 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 and it's ridiculous. Oh, here comes Tracy. Hey, Trace.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I see that Makeup Mobster rounded up all of her groupies over there to talk about shit. First of all, Makeup Mobster, do you remember the comment that you made to John Crimes to go back to his black community because none of us white folk wanted him? So, who's the real racist here, Makeup Mobster? And because I express an opinion, you, Tiffany, and everybody else have to get on a panel and fucking cry about it. So who's the real racist here, Makeup Mobster? Just like you try to weasel out of the shit you said about Shannon or Shanann Watts. Oh, well, that was a long time ago. Oh, really? So you changed your mind on the fact that her organs didn't appear to be that of someone who has fucking lupus? That's right, Makeup Mobster. Everything you put out there stays out there. And you had no problem with none of us until we decided to leave Laura. And now all of a sudden, you don't want anything. As a matter of fact, quit running your fucking mouth about us.
Exactly. Because we haven't talked about Makeup Mobster. We haven't anything. Sorry, I'm walking away. I'm coming back. Good morning, Lisa. Hey, Kimmy P. Hey, Lab 15. But that's the thing, like, for them to pull this out their butt, sorry, we haven't talked about Makeup Mobster. And she never had a problem with any of us, not one of us.
No,
And
because we supported Laura.
right, but now she wants to say that you brainwashed us to leave, and we're following your brainwash to leave. But yet, how can you not say that you're not brainwashed by Laura, because you're white knighting for her everywhere you go? You're hating
Yep.
everybody she hates. So
Yep.
I think I might want to reverse that, and maybe you're talking about yourself instead of us.
Yep.
Because I'm sorry, I left for my own reasons. Not because Leo's wife told me to, not because Tracy told me to, but we're not around white knighting for each other either. We speak our own stuff. Pixie comes up on panel and speaks. Galloway has spoke for herself. Tracy has spoke for herself. There's a bunch of us that have spoke for ourselves. We didn't need Tracy to do the speaking for us. So I think it's the other way around, because Laura's got Tiffany Marie and Makeup Mobster doing the big fight for her while she sits in the background.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget that these same people that Makeup Mobster is accusing me, she's saying me and Brian are like, look at this, Brian. Look at this. Tracy said she'll support Rel. I sure the fuck will support Rel. And I don't give a damn what Brian says about it. But for her to sit up there, I am so sick of them people sitting up there. Yeah, them people. That meaning you, fucking Laura, fucking Tiffany Marie, crying foul against everybody on here when none of you own your own fucking shit.
Exactly. But then they sit there and say, oh, you can go anywhere you want. You can support anybody you want. But now they're going to throw back that you support Rel. It's like the hypocrisy is crazy. It's like, do you guys listen to yourselves when you're on a panel? Because you say, you guys can support anybody. We don't care. But because it's Tracy, now you got to throw Rel back at her because she likes Rel, because she chooses to support Rel. And what does it matter if Brian likes it or not? There again, we have our own minds, we have our own thoughts, and we will go wherever we want to go. Tracy's not gonna say, oh, Brian might not like it, or Rel might not like it, so I'm not gonna go to either one of our channels. We're not children. We're grown.
I have never said an unkind word about John, ever. But Makeup Mobster went running to him crying, Tracy's trying to drag you into our drama. And he fell for it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker. And then just earlier in his comments, when I said, I used to respect your opinion, I don't respect your opinion anymore. Do you know what his response was? You don't respect my opinion of the blacks. I never said a fucking word. My whole family is like a can of mixed fucking nuts over here. And he wants to insinuate that I'm fucking racist. Fuck you, John Crimes. I don't give a goddamn what color you are.
Right. I mean, that for that to be thrown, I mean, you have never, ever talked about racism. That's one thing you have avoided. Even when that whole thing was going on, you refused to speak about that. So for him to throw out that you're a racist now, and because he's of a different color, that is not anything. It's just crazy. It's all just crazy.
Just because he stuck up Makeup Mobster's ass. How about we put out the screenshots where Laura says John is fucking boring and has no content? How about we put that out, John?
Yes.
That's what your fucking new friends say about you.
Yes, that is true. I do have the messages of Laura absolutely talking crap about John and saying that he's boring and I mean, there's a couple that there absolutely is. And could we have thrown it out? We could, but we haven't spoken about it because, John wasn't in this mess. And now all of a sudden he is. And I don't understand why.
He's in it because he chooses to be. I guess his documentaries are falling behind. He's in it because he chooses to be. I have never, ever, ever said an unkind word about John Crimes, ever. And for him to come back and use the words, the blacks. Fuck you, John. I've got black people in my family that I've got so much more respect for than I do half the white people in my family.
I agree, you're mean girl, because your comment today for this to go as south as it did, it had nothing to do with anything of the sorts of the direction it went.
No, because Main Girl was giving her opinion on why she left why she left Makeup Mobster, and it had nothing to do with me. Then Makeup Mobster and John got their fucking undies in a fucking twist.
But see, this is the problem though. When anybody comments under a live or under a community post, and you slightly disagree with the creator, they come back with it's somebody else's fault that you have this opinion. That's not true. Everybody has their own opinion. If your main girl posted a comment under a video, that's her opinion. She wrote it.
I let the hate comments stay under my post. I rarely delete a comment.
I'm the same way.
By God, you let somebody write something negative towards Makeup Mobster and see how quick she boots it out. The same way with Tiffany Marie and Laura. Because you're not allowed to have an opinion about those three.
No, but main girl wasn't even ugly. She just put her opinion out there. So why do people get so butthurt about people's opinions?
And Mean Girl didn't even mention you in her comment, correct, Tracy? Just correct me if I'm wrong.
All she said was she didn't leave Makeup Mobster because of me. That's all she said. Because obviously that got said somewhere in one of Makeup Mobster's 15 fucking live streams that she does a day. And Main Girl said, I didn't leave because of Tracy. That's all she said. And then this got twisted into all kinds of bullshit.
Right, but we're the ones spreading the hate, but you have only done one live. I've gone live to address things that I've said, but what is that?
I don't know.
You hear that? I'm on my computer.
I was muted.
I know, that was weird. I'm on my computer too. That was weird. I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys. But we're not the ones spreading the hate around here. We're not the ones doing live after live after live for 5, 6, 8 hours. It's just.
And then let's display Makeup Mobster's dramatics when she read my comment and she said, "Wow, Tracy, wow." I guess we could have said the same thing when you told John to go back to his black community because us white folks didn't want him. I guess we could have said, wow, Makeup Mobster, wow.
Right. And that's the thing that, confuses me, because when Makeup Mobster was on the outs with Laura, she was over on quote unquote this side, and she would chime in with everybody else about her opinion on Laura, her opinion on all this stuff. And now that her and Laura have fixed their stuff and it is what it is, now we're horrible for our thoughts, but you were agreeing with our thoughts just 6 months ago. You were sitting there, in these lives, not leaving because you didn't agree. You would sit in here and agree. And now all of a sudden it's all changed, but we're not allowed to have that opinion. We're not allowed to change our thoughts. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like we're not adults here. I feel like I'm dealing with a bunch of teenage girls.
Here's it, and I'll find the clip unless Makeup Mobster tears it down. In one of the clips not too long ago, Makeup Mobster has the balls to say that she's never said anything nice about Marsha White Sharkey. Are you kidding me? You held a wrench in her channel, Makeup Mobster.
Yes, she did. She did hold and I don't. That was the one thing that threw me. That she said that she's never talked nice about about Marsha, and I was like, wait a second. You used to be. I was thinking back, and I was like, wait, she was a wrench in Marsha's. She used to say hi to Marsha when Marsha would come in chats and stuff. I didn't see her ever speak mean to Marsha until she decided to break away from this side.
Well, like I said, I'm on my side. And the women that left Laura on their own. They're not fucking women walking around with lobotomies. They didn't follow anybody. They left because they chose to leave.
Correct.
So for them to make these insinuations that you and everybody else as adult women don't have the intelligence to walk away from something and then just blindly follow me somewhere. I have no idea. When I left Laura, I figured I was on my own. I truly did. And I even sent messages to people like Pixie and Tawanda and everybody else. And I said, I do not want you all to leave Laura, but I still need your all's friendship, because we made a very good friendship. And it was with ours. They left her too. I had nothing to do with that. Laura had everything to do with it. Just like you left because she wouldn't delete something out of a live stream. But of course, it brought her super chats.
Right. Exactly.
They want to talk about, they want to sit over there and talk about Diane's money and Diane's super chats and the fact that Diane chooses to give to St. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
While Makeup Mobster is sitting there trashing people, talking about why people aren't dead yet, and she's collecting super chats. So who's the ornery motherfucker, Makeup Mobster?
Yeah. Exactly. And like everybody comes on here, and if they choose to give money, that's their choice. I mean, if Diane wants to give to St. Jude, and like Diane and Wendy said, they're a drama channel. They've never hid that they're a drama channel. That is what they do. You know, Laura tries to say she's not a drama channel, but she is. But people super chat her for lawyers, for this, for that, and that's okay, but they're not okay. It's just ridiculous. It's like everybody's just looking for something to bitch about. That's it. If you don't like them, we gotta pick it apart. We gotta find something we don't like, and we have to bitch about it.
I wrote Makeup Mobster a text message a long time ago. And I said, look, I've always considered us friends, but I feel like you've changed. And of course, Laura came into the conversation. And I said, I'll still be around your chats, but why am I going to go sit in a fucking chat where all they do is bitch about the same people every fucking day? Diane and Wendy, Marsha. Has any of you all ever heard me sit on my live stream and wonder why somebody isn't dead yet?
Well, according to Laura and Makeup Mobster's chat right now, we're mindless. And
we're always mindless, always.
And the other thing is, I want to know why, if the people who leave Laura change our minds and make friends with people we used to be enemies with, that's not okay. But Laura and everybody else can do the same thing, and we don't say a word about it. Laura and Makeup Mobster were on the outs for a long time. Now they're BFFs, and that's fine. Who cares? We don't care.
Yeah, but
Same
let
thing
one
with
of us
Tim.
let one of us make amends with somebody, and it's, oh, they've gone to the other side. They've gone to the other side. No, no, makeup mobster, you've gone to the other side.
I'll
And
be right back, guys.
Tiffany Marie, you want to see in Laura's Discord where she says you're not a fucking creator? That you don't have a creative bone in your fucking body? No, you bitches have gone to the other side. You were fine when you were friends with Marianne and Marsha and all of them. Didn't have a problem until you all had it falling out. So now you can make up with Laura and nobody gives two shits. But you let any of us make amends with somebody you don't like, and we've gone to the other side.
I just don't get. I mean,
And mind you, and that's the other thing, making amends. That's, we never had problems with, quote unquote, the other side because they never really and they never did anything to us. It was because we were supporting Laura and they were going after Laura. So we technically didn't like them because we were supporting Laura and we felt like that's what we had to do as a supporter. That's what everybody does. So when we left and decided to not play because they've been mean to Laura crap, and we decided to take a step back and get to know these people because they have never done anything to us, doesn't mean we went to the other side. It just means we stopped going by Laura's rules. Laura's.
Well, let's stop and think for a minute. How strong was Laura and Leanna's friendship? Because Leanna dropped Laura like a hot motherfucking potato when Laura decided to hook up with MGL. Even though all of us told her that hooking up with MGL was not a good idea, we didn't leave Laura because of it. You did, Leanna. You did.
Correct. Absolutely. That's exactly.
We stuck by Laura while she was with MGL. You're the one that fucking abandoned her.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you're the one that told John to go back to his white folks or go back to his black folks because the white folks didn't want him. So all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're not racist, makeup mobster. Just like you said, Shanann Watts's organs didn't appear to be those of someone who had lupus. Just like you said, Shanann Watts pretty much drove Chris Watts into doing what he did. Yeah, you want to see the proof, Corey? Because I've dropped you the link before.
Yes, absolutely.
But fucking MGL can get drunk and stick fucking maxi pads all over or whatever she did and make fun of Shanann. And she heard about it for fucking 2 years. And I'm not defending MGL because trust me, we're not the best buds either. But for fucking makeup mobster to throw Brian in my face, fuck you.
Right. We're just showing the hypocrisy because they can fight with people. Obviously, Makeup Mobster didn't always get along with John, and she has made up with John, and now they're all well and great. But because Tracy can be civil with Brian, that's wrong. Because we can be civil with Ash or Hello Starlight now, we're the losers. Like I just can't do that way of thinking. I
don't even blame Makeup Mobster for that. I blame John because John, who had one of the worst racist things he's ever said to him, go back to your black folks because the white folks don't want you. He was able to forgive that. He was able to forgive that and move on. But then he wants to sit in his comment section and say that I said the word the blacks. Fuck you, John Crimes. I don't give a fuck if you're purple. You're a piece of purple shit.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like I don't get any of this. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Like we are allowed to think the way we want. We're allowed to have opinions just like everybody else, but because we are not with Laura anymore, now everything we say has to be twisted and turned and critiqued and live after live, and you have to analyze it and pull it apart. It's like, go do your content. You guys say you have content, go do it. Keep our names out of your mouth. We're not the ones going live after live after live talking about you guys. You're the ones going live after live after live talking about us. If
Yeah.
you
Once again,
mm-hmm.
once again, we were drug in to Makeup Mobsters Live last night. No fucking reason to drag us into it.
None. No, none.
Because
no reason at all.
Because I have a beef with Tiffany, Laura and Makeup Mobster feel like, ooh, let's rush in and save Tiffany. So because I do the same thing with my friends, somehow that makes me wrong. Fuck all of you all. I'm going to start speaking my fucking opinion, and I don't give a damn who likes it. I had the utmost respect for you, John. I've never said an unkind word about you. But you want to break out that fucking race card and say the blacks when I said I don't respect your opinion anymore. I never said a word about black people. Like I said, come to my family reunion, motherfucker. You'll fit right in.
Right. None of us have said an unkind thing about John. I think he's very talented at what he does, but you're defending people that have talked crap about you. Makeup Mobster with what she said. We have messages of Laura saying what she says, but you're going to defend them when you're just a notch in their belt, to be honest with you, and we have never, ever come at you, ever. We've all respected you. We don't bring you up, and now you're going to come at us because, your friends are fighting with us. And that's how I see it. I see that John was not even in any of this. And for him to come out today and make those messages, it just shows that you're doing it to help Makeup Mobster win. I mean, let her fight her own fight.
Yeah, we didn't even, I was in bed, obviously, when Makeup Mobsters Live went on. I didn't choose to watch it. And Makeup Mobster, while I'm at it, why are you running around subscribing to everybody that you don't like? Or is that a clone account? If it's a clone account, look into Laura. Because everybody's supposed to believe that Laura only made a clone account of Carla, even though she said she was going to make one of Makeup of Marianne and 180. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just like those messages are fake, but yet she read them from her own phone that night on panel. The same things that they're showing, but they're fake. But literally, they had her go to April 10th, and she read exactly what was on there, but those screenshots are fake that are going around. Okay.
You want to keep letting Laura piss on your leg, Makeup Mobster, and tell you it's fucking raining? You go ahead, because I did it for fucking months.
Yeah. We all did it. We all, we've all stuck behind Laura and believed in Laura and, supported Laura, and then come to find out that we were supporting lies and stuff, things like that. And Makeup Mobster will see. She will see. She might not see today, but she will see.
You're right, Pixie. I actually did speak very highly of him because I've said multiple times that John was probably one of the best true crime channels on here. I actually enjoy John more than I do Gray Hughes. I don't watch Stephanie Harlow, and I don't watch Jay for Justice. So I have said it a dozen times that John has one of the best crime channels on here. But you know what you suck at, John? You suck at gossip. You suck at being in women's drama. That's what you suck at.
Yes, he is very talented. He is. You know, I just feel like he didn't need to be in on this. You know, he didn't, but like he'll say, I have my right to my opinion and
And he
whatever.
does.
And he does.
He has his right to his opinion. He does not have his rights to his own facts. And the fact
Correct.
is, I'm not racist. I've never been racist. I don't judge people by their color. I don't judge people by their stature in this world. I don't fucking pick on people's health problems. I don't fucking pick on people's looks. And that was what my whole life was about yesterday. Was you don't see me doing that shit. So for anybody out there to say that I'm spreading hate, fuck off. And yes, I have had my medicine this morning. So imagine if I hadn't.
Galloway says, Makeup Mobster is calling for you, Tracy, to come on her panel.
No, fuck you. You come over here. I don't get summoned anywhere, Makeup Mobster. I'm not a dog. I don't get called to come on somebody's panel. So you can what? Have your chat fucking ride my dick and then you get super chats for it? No, you come on my panel. I'm not your dog Snoop. I don't come when I'm called.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it's just, I mean, I have been around Tracy forever, you know, as long as I've been with Laura, I've known Tracy. I knew Tracy before she was the truth. We knew of Tracy, and I have never seen her pick on somebody's looks. I've never seen her talk about a race. I've never seen her go at people for their health issues or anything. She strictly keeps it YouTube related all the time. When she comes at you, it's about YouTube. It's about something that's going on YouTube. She's never gone real life, you know, and for them to come at you with a race or anything like that is just ridiculous to me, because you have never been that type of person, Tracy.
No, I'm not. I'm not. And I'm not going to allow John to sit there and try to make me out to be a racist. You find one racist fucking comment I've ever said. I'll tell you what, I'll go back and find Makeup Mobsters and I'll post it on my fucking community post. But you moved past that, didn't you? You moved past that, didn't you, John? But then you want to sit and make me out to be a racist? There's only two things that'll fucking get me fired up. And that's calling me a fucking liar or calling me a fucking racist. Because I love all human beings. I've got a gay sister who's married to a woman. You think my love for her changed at all because she chose to marry and fall in love with a woman? Not at all. Because you know what? Her happiness is what matters to me. I've got biracial children in my family. I've got nieces that are married to a black man. I've got a nephew who's married to a black woman. So, fuck you, John. You go play. I got an ace in the hole. You got a fucking race card. That's all you got.
I agree. I just don't understand, you know. I don't know why that had to come out. Why does that have to come out?
Because it's John. Because it's John. When doesn't race come out when you're talking to John Crimes?
Yeah. Like I said, Tracy, I just feel bad that they're sitting there acting like, you know, you control all of us, you know, you control our brains. You made us leave Laura. You make us get on our panels and talk about what we talk about. And I hate that they're going to sit there and say that you're a racist. You know, they complain that, oh, you guys say these things and so many people can see it, and it's a lie, it's a lie. But guess what? You guys are doing the exact same thing right now. You guys put out there that Tracy is a racist, and for people to see that, because you know you're not going to take down what you said, you know you're not going to take down your lives. So we can say the same about you as you guys say about us.
Yeah, how about that, makeup mobster? You want to go along with Tracy's a racist? Well, then I'm gonna fucking call you one, because I've seen your racist comments. You ain't never seen one come out of my mouth. You've never seen me print anything, because I don't go around talking about ugly shit about people. I don't sit on panels and say, "Oh my God, isn't she dead yet? Oh, she's just using her illness." How fucking gross can you be, people? I'm sick and tired of it. And don't tell me who I'm friends with, makeup mobster, and who I'm not. Because
Anybody's welcome on my channel.
There was a time when you were friends with Brian. And now all of a sudden, you don't like what Brian's saying. All of a sudden, Brian's not on Laura's team. You fucking follower. You used to be a leader, makeup mobster. You lost your status.
It is dangerous, Kiki. You're absolutely right. It is dangerous to label somebody something that they're not. And that is what they're doing. And it's not okay. You know, they can't run around calling with no proof of this, nothing, you know, because somebody made a comment that they didn't leave because of truth. This is what it stemmed out to be. Instead of just commenting on that comment and, you know, saying what you had to say, you had to throw the race card out there. And nobody was throwing out no race anywhere.
And makeup mobster, wow, Tracy, wow, I can't believe you said that about Rel. Listen up, Brian, listen up. You think I give two shits what Brian thinks about me supporting Rel?
And I think Brian is well aware how you feel about Rel, because I don't think you've hid that at all, because you don't hide what you feel, and you know, you don't hide crap like that. So I'm sure Brian is well aware that you support Rel. And whether Brian likes it or not is not going to change who you want to support. You're going to support who you want, because we are grown adults. We can support anybody we want. We're not
I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't sit on a fucking phone call with a cop caller and say that Brian's wife is an abused woman in an abused relationship. And then you fucking denied saying it, makeup mobster, until the recording got played. And then Tiffany had to find a way to drag me in to the bullshit with FOD, which I've never had any communications with. Because that's what they do.
Why don't you address that, Tracy? Because they said yesterday that you asked them for protection on FOD. Why don't you explain that?
Show the fucking proof. I don't have my old phone. I can't show shit. Show the fucking proof, Tiffany Marie. Show the fucking proof, makeup mobster. I never asked either one of you to defend me or to protect me from anybody. As you can see, I don't need protection, because none of you affect my real life. None of you move me one iota.
Hey, Tay, I just had one question. This is all I wanted to ask you, and I asked it a couple times in your chat yesterday. When did they come to you with that information?
What information?
About dump shit, dipshit, whatever.
I don't even know.
Was it in? Okay, because I had texted Makeup Mobster. It was April 16th or April 17th, and I said, you know, CPS was cooler than Brian, and apparently she knew already. And she then, yes, she did. She texted me and said, "I'm sorry, I lied." So I just didn't know if, I was just curious, because she acted very shocked that it happened. And so I was just like, wait a second, hold on, what? And then it was, you know, "Oh, I'm sorry, I lied," which was the next day. And then, a couple days later, or maybe, I don't know, a week or two, whatever. Later, it was, I just didn't tell you what I knew. I was just curious. I'm sorry that bothered you guys.
No,
No,
right.
you're not bothering us because
No.
it just shows that no matter how you slice it, no matter how you deal with it, they had that information for a while and they kept it from the person that needed it the most. Like,
Yeah,
there was no, once you got that I'm sorry, if it was me
I
and
would have
got
passed that shit right along.
I would have found a way to get a hold of Brian right away.
But I gave Makeup Mobster Brian's number when she said that he had threatened CPS on her or something like that. And I said, oh, yeah, here's his number. I mean, he posted everywhere. It's not like I'm giving out some secret information. And I guess she never called him. And I said, well, hey, maybe if you're not comfortable with an email call, maybe email him. She said, I don't know what to email. I said, okay.
Well,
and then I
all
left
I
it at
got
that.
was I got a phone call from Makeup Mobster and Tiffany on a two-way call. They said, we have some information. We're very uncomfortable with it. It
I don't blame
concerns
them.
Brian. Exactly. It concerns Brian and a CPS call or a cop call or whatever it was. What do you think? How do you think we should handle it? And my words were, you have to expose it. That was my words. I wasn't
So that was back in April.
I wasn't given fucking Dumpy Dump's real name. I wasn't given the fact that they had been sitting in fucking hangouts with her or having phone calls
Well,
with
to
her.
my knowledge, they had done that because they wanted to get as much information. And this is someone else's word, that they were trying to, quote unquote, figure things out. That's why I was not told the truth.
But
Well,
even if they were figuring it out, just to have the inkling about it, the
I don't
person
know.
and Brian should have been aware. That's my
don't know.
opinion.
I have no idea.
Why is it anybody's responsibility to relay that information to anyone other than them? They're the ones that got it.
It's gone straight to Brian. She had Makeup Mobster as of April 16th or 17th. She had Brian's phone number. She had his email. He posts everything everywhere. There is no reason that maybe she felt uncomfortable. I don't know, but something that should have went to him. I don't care if you feel uncomfortable. I don't care. If I knew something about Laura, who I don't even like, or Marissa, who I can't stand, I would give it right to them. I would find a way to get it to them. That's what you do. End of story.
Well, like I said, I don't give a fuck what color John Crimes
Right.
is.
And that's one, just for you brought it up. And I forgot all about that until she brought it up. But everybody remember when Laura was live and she was saying the N-word. And she said that it was,
Oh, the banner?
okay to say it because you add an A to the end and
No,
stuff.
it's never okay.
It's never okay. You're absolutely right. But John is not going to go at Laura about that, but he's going to go at Truth for absolutely nothing. She's never said anything racist, but he's going to throw the racist card at Truth. But why don't you talk about?
I don't see why.
I don't either. Like, what
But
Makeup
that's
Monster
the only
said
thing I wanted to ask.
then
I don't
Laura.
want to disrupt your panel. But
Well,
that's all that I wanted to ask.
I won't be discussing this any longer because I know my truth. And my truth is I'm not racist. I'm not racist against anybody, not for their skin color, not for their fucking stature in this world. I don't go looking up people's homes. I don't go looking up people's jobs because guess what? It means nothing to me. We all bleed fucking red. That's it.
Yep. Like I said, it should have just gone to Brian directly. They knew how to get in touch with him. Maybe they felt uncomfortable, but that's not an excuse in my book. But I just wanted to ask you that question. I didn't know if you had it.
I don't know. I don't know the date. Like I said, they sounded.
It was the middle of April.
Okay, well, they sounded truly concerned.
I bet they were.
And didn't know what to do about it.
Easy, send it to Brian.
Never once was
I
asked to send it to Brian. It wasn't like, hey, will you pass this on to Brian for us?
Which, and
Because
then
they
you
got a
do
hold of
have,
you because they want it because they knew you knew Brian so well. But so they're gonna call you to get your thoughts on it, but not ask you to get a hold of Brian. Interesting on that. Sorry.
but at the same time, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, don't take this personally. Maybe they thought you automatically would have done it. I don't know.
Yeah, but what could I give him? I mean, there
Oh,
was
I
no.
don't know what information you got. I don't. I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
I had nothing
regardless,
to
they
give
knew
him.
how to get a hold of him. I don't want to hear that they did.
Pixie said that they called it. They said right after they called Tracy, Rel went live, then MM did, and that was April
17th.
17th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah,
Google.
and
I'm
then
not
Makeup
one to
Mobster,
screenshot,
and then
though.
they didn't like the way that it was being presented on Rails, and then Makeup Mobster. Hang on, I gotta turn my YouTube off. And then Makeup Mobster decided to go. Damn it! Hold on.
The long and short of it is they should have reached out to Brian. Brian puts out his email. I think it's in his about. I'm not 100%. They could have gone to him. I gave MM his phone number. I gave her his email, and that's it. That's really the end of the story for me, at least. But I'll hop down, and you guys have a great panel. I'll see you in chat.
Thank you for coming up, Remy.
Oh, no worries. Thanks.
Thanks, Remy.
Hey, Jenna, would you be willing to allow Makeup Mobster onto your panel?
Anybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome.
I'm just asking just in case somebody goes over there and says,
if she has something to say, she is more than welcome to come on my panel. Anybody.
Like I said, I'm only asking just in case somebody goes over there and says, hey, why don't you go over to Jenna's and, et cetera, so on and so forth, just in case, she thinks that maybe she's not welcome.
Of course, I wouldn't sit here and talk about somebody and not give them the option to come in and speak for themselves. I know other platforms that do that, and I don't do that.
Alrighty, well, have a great day, and I'll see you in chat. Thank you for allowing me to come up.
Bye, Remy.
Thank you. Bye.
Once again, my audio's screwing up.
Yeah, and like I said, I just wanted to give you a place where you could come and, we all know who you are, Tracy. We all respect who you are. For my opinion, I know you're not racist. I know you don't put people down. And I'm sorry that, this was put out onto YouTube, and hopefully they will remove those comments. Let's hope that they have enough decency with no proof of anything you've ever done racist to not leave those comments up.
Oh, they won't erase it. They'll milk it until the cows come home. But that's okay. When they show me proof that I've ever been racist about anything or anybody, when they show me proof, then I'll be the first one to stand up and say, I'm a fucking racist. But it'll never happen. Just like I've challenged them to find something in comments where I've commented about somebody's looks, about their teeth, about their home, anything. I don't roll that way. I'm not perfect. I run my fucking mouth, but I'm pretty particular about what I run my mouth about.
Absolutely. Same. Same. There's no reason to go off of people's looks, anything real life. There's no need of it. We're on YouTube. Keep it YouTube related, or don't say anything at all. If you can't fight your battles using, if you have to fight your battles by putting somebody down, or picking on their looks or their weight or their money or anything, maybe it shouldn't be on YouTube at all.
When the racist shit was going down with Randy and Brian and John, you've never seen me put a watermelon in a fucking chat. You've never seen me call anybody the N-word, whether it ended with A or whether it ended with R. Laura. Oh, it's different if you put an A on it.
It's not different, in my opinion.
But
That word.
John can overlook all that. John can overlook all that. But just out of the blue, he can make me out to be a racist. No, I'm sorry, John. When I said I lost all respect for your opinion, it had nothing to do with your color. You brought your color into it, not me. So take your racist card and shove it up your ass. I've not spoken that man's I've not spoken his name since the day it got twisted when I was actually paying him a compliment and Makeup Mobster and John twisted it into something that was ugly and uncalled for. And I said right then and there, I will never speak your fucking name again. But you came at me, John. And if you think I'm afraid of you, if you think I'm going to back down from you, you've lost your fucking mind. Go back and do your true crime because you suck at drama. You want to defend your friend Makeup Mobster? That's all well and good. Defend her the right way.
Yep. I agree. There was no need for the race card to be pulled to defend your friend at all.
Fucking Tiffany Marie messaging me 15 fucking times. Leave my name out of your mouth. Bitch, are you kidding me? When you sit on panels with Laura and Makeup Mobster and talk about the ex-Patreons, and you want me to leave your name out of my mouth?
I know. I find that so funny when they sit there and say, we need to stop talking about them or keep their name out of their mouth or what did we ever do to you? When you sit on a panel and talk about stuff you don't know about, you're only going off of what Laura has told you. And I'm sure Laura hasn't shown you the real proof or any proof, but you're going to come at us about things that you weren't around for, that you weren't involved in, and you're going to have an opinion on it, but you expect us to be quiet. That doesn't happen on YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah, Tiffany, trust me, Laura doesn't even think you're a creator.
Nope.
And
doesn't.
John, she thinks you're boring.
Yep, she does. Like I said, the only person Laura, I have to say, has not talked about badly out of Tiffany Marie, everybody, is Makeup Mobster. That's the only one she's never spoken poorly of. But Tiffany Marie, yes, absolutely, she's spoken poorly of. John Grimes, absolutely, she has spoken poorly of. But you guys keep defending her.
I'm going to get off here. Like I said, my audio is sucking. I've said what I've had to say. I will not discuss this racist thing again. And the only reason I won't discuss it is because it is so fucking far-fetched that it doesn't even interest me when I know who I am. Too bad, John, you don't know who I am. Too bad you never took the time to get to know me. You only started coming around when I was still friends with Makeup Mobster and Tiffany. And you had nothing but good things to say in my chat. But now all of a sudden, Makeup Mobster and Tiffany decide to hook up with Laura. And now you don't like me anymore, John. Who's the immature motherfucker here? So, like I said, I'm losing my audio, so I'm getting down. So thank you,
All right.
John.
No, you're welcome, Tracy.
All right. Bye, guys.
Right. Bye. True Helper. Jenna Moon, if you are still live in 5 minutes, I'll hop up. I have some facts to put up there. Absolutely, True Helper. I'm sure we can chit-chat until you can come up. So that's, like I said, I came live because, I was told that I left because people brainwashed me to leave and I was tired of it. And I wanted to have Tracy be able to speak what she had to. And yes, Tracy could have done it on her own panel. And I know that's what they're going to say. Why did she have to go on Jenna's? Why couldn't she go on hers? Tracy can go anywhere she wants. But to put out those facts, like they're true facts is ridiculous. You know, everybody in this community knows that Tracy is not racist. Tracy does not put people down. Tracy does not go after people for no apparent reason, even though they want to say she does. She doesn't. Does anybody else? I can put the link if anybody else wants to come up and has anything to say. I'll put the link in the chat. Yes, True Helper does have a great voice. I could listen to him talk all day long. Yes, he does have a great voice, and he's in. I was with him on Smoky Peas the other night, and he had a lot of good information that I think that the community needs to hear. You know, to stop all of this. So that's why I would like to have him come up, because I'm sure he has some things that would be very interesting for this community to hear. Jenna, can you make a YouTube public service announcement and let it be known my picture has changed? Yes, everybody, I'm gonna put it in here. How's that? Oh, Life Rewinded has changed her picture. This is a YouTube public service announcement. Everybody, Life Rewinded has changed her picture. So yeah, I just feel bad. I feel bad that every day we wake up and it's always something. It's something, and it's just crazy to me to sit here and listen to them say it's us. You know, it's just baffles me. That, I mean, if we look at Tiffany Marie and Makeup Mobster have gone live every single day this week. Every single day. Laura has gone live every single day, attacking someone or another. It was Diane and Wendy for the longest time. Then it was Pixie. And now it's the truth. It's like every single day that they have to go live for as long as they do. And hey, Mojo, your camera's on, girl. I don't know if you want it on. Hey,
yeah,
beautiful.
I'm all right. I look a bit of a mess, but hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah. I mean, I was just cooking earlier on, but yeah. I mean, the truth. I hope you're still here, but not bloody racist. Who's saying that? Who is saying that? I missed out, Jenna. You'll have to fill me in.
It was underneath one of Makeup Mobster's videos. I don't know which one. Maybe Truth could let us know. If she's still
I mean, I get on with makeup, so I'm not. Yeah, sorry. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it was actually somebody had made a comment telling them that they did not leave Makeup Mobster because of Truth. They left for their own reason. That was the only thing that was said. And the next thing you know, John was in the comments basically saying, you know, that in not so many words that Tracy was racist. So it's in a comment section. It wasn't live.
I mean, I've never really followed John Crimes at all. I don't really take much notice, but I mean, I know is he still a good true crime channel? I don't know. He
is. I mean, for me, my personal opinion, he is a good true crime channel. I think he does very well with what he does. I think, you know, I do enjoy his true crime. I just feel like him getting involved in all this stuff, I feel like he doesn't have enough, he doesn't have enough knowledge, and I think he's basing his thoughts on what he sees from his friends instead of seeing the whole picture, in my opinion. And I think that you have to make comments like that, you have to be able to see the whole pictures. And Tracy
Yeah.
has never made racist comments
Oh,
ever.
I mean, I think I've been on most of Tracy's lives. She just doesn't come across like racist or anything.
No, and she don't pick on people's looks. She does not pick on people's incomes. And she's
Never.
just, that's not who Tracy is.
No, she's a wonderful lady. I think she's astounding.
Right. And
Probably had to, like we all have had to deal with a lot in our lives, and
And it's okay. Like, not everybody's gonna like me, just like not everybody's gonna like
me.
Yeah. Tracy, and that's fine. But at least if you're not gonna like us, at least put the facts out there and not put out facts that
Yeah,
people see
make
and
it
give
real.
the impression that Tracy's a racist.
She's not. Well, us good people know that she's not, and while I was cooking my son's dinner, it affected me that she was so angry, and I hate hearing her like that because she's normally so cool and laid back. It's not fair on her. I mean, I don't know. I'm just caring. I just worry about people. I hope she's okay. I hope you're okay, Tracy.
She's a strong girl, woman. She'll be all right, but I can't blame her for being upset. Who would want that out there?
I'll be livid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hope that those comments would be removed. I really do, but I don't know.
Sorry, Jenna. Ignorance is bliss in England. Where is the hurt from her coming from? Did someone say something about her?
What do you?
Because I don't know all that. See, because time zones and all that. So,
wait, did
somebody
somebody
say something horrible about her?
About Tracy? Yes, John Crimes did. John Crimes
What, last night or today?
Today in a comment section under Makeup Mobster's video. Under one, I think it was her live from last night. Don't quote me on that, but it's under one of Makeup Mobster's videos, and it was this morning.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry, Tracy. I mean, I go on. I get on with Makeup Mobster, but that's nothing to do with anything. I'll just stand up for people.
Correct. Yeah, Mojo, you're the type that I see you everywhere. You're one of those people that you're everywhere. You go everywhere. You just
I'm a beast.
do you. And I like that about you, You come in here, you're not.
It's like lanky, isn't it? It's like lanky Saul's the same. That's why I call her my sister. Because we try to create peace.
Right?
Sorry, I'm laughing. So I'm going to take my picture off because I look a state.
No, you look great, Mojo. You look great.
I want your hair. It's like bloody Rapunzel, your hair.
Yes,
my hair
is very, very long. Yes. Sometimes
I used to have really long hair.
But I don't at the same time because my hair gets into everything. So I do enjoy my long hair. It's a nuisance at time, for sure, especially when it's hot. When it's hot, it's like I don't even know why I have long hair sometimes.
No, I love it. Before I had my children, I'm 48 now, you know my age anyway. But when I was 22, I had hair down to my waist and it was like nearly black, and I crimped it every day before college. Well, you call it college in America? Like when you leave school?
Yep, we do have college. Yep. A lot of kids go to college after they leave high school.
Yeah.
And usually they go for like 4 years. Some do 6.
Yeah, you got different grades, haven't you? Yeah. I find it fascinating, American culture. I love it. But I used to go to college every day.
Have you ever been to the States, Mojo? Have you ever been to the States?
I went in 2002, just after 9/11, 6 months later for my 30th birthday, 5-day weekend. And it was brilliant. It was freezing bloody cold. We stayed in a Chelsea, not the hotel, Chelsea. It was just around the corner. I actually went in there and lurked. I lurked in the Chelsea Hotel because that's where my favourite authors and singers used to live. Anyway, oh my God, it was fucking freezing. I went to the Empire State Building, but just after 9/11, we visited the area and you could still smell the smoke. In March 2002, you can still smell it.
Wow. Hello, True Helper. How are you this morning?
I am well, thank
Dover,
you.
I have got my red lippy on. Dover, I only wear makeup twice a year, so you're lucky, darling.
Mojo, can you hear True Helper?
Can you hear me?
Oh, what's he saying? He's making me pregnant again, isn't he? I thought he was coming out.
Damn.
Oh,
I
God,
don't,
I'll have about 10 babes by now.
I don't know
Shit.
if you can hear me.
He is
Oh,
up.
my
That's why
fucking God, I'm in the emergency room already. Shit. No, I will not speak. I will let you and darling Jenna have a chat.
All right. Great.
All right,
Thank you, Mojo. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming
Well, no,
out.
I'm still staying up.
Okay.
All right.
Stay up. That is perfectly fine.
But I'm going to let you and the lovely darling father have a chat. Because it's not my channel, you see. Right.
So hello, True Helper. How are you?
I am well, Miss Jenna. How are you?
I am good. I am good.
I'm sorry, but I just had to get involved in this conversation because I frankly have heard just about all I need to hear to know the character, or as they say, to know thine enemy. Anybody that sits back and race baits or accuses another playing the race card of being a racist is so damn wrong, and their moral compass has to be turned sideways and right up their ass because they're either ignorant, undereducated, or just frankly are intentionally trying to start fights. And to me, that is disgusting. And it
is
needs to
disgusting.
stop.
It does. It does need to stop. It does. I agree with everything you just said. I totally agree.
You know, just in the past couple of years, okay, we have had some of the race baiters like good old Al Sharptongue, Jesse Smelly Smoulier, Bubba the Noose is Loose, Noosey Juicy Smoulier 2.0 Wallace from the NASCAR deal there, that have been putting these lies out there, trying to yet further the divide between Americans. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, that's what each and every single one of us are, as Americans. And the fact that somebody will sit back and openly try to call somebody a racist, not knowing the first thing about that person, nah, that doesn't sit well with me at all. And frankly, I'm over it.
Totally.
I really am.
Totally.
I agree. We are all just Americans. That's it. I agree. There's no color involved. That we're just all Americans.
Well, yeah, but I'm not, and it comes across the pond as well. I agree totally with what Jenna's saying. You're saying it's England as well. It's UK. We're all united. You know.
Oh, true. And that's like that all across the world. I mean, it is being used as a tactic from be it the far left or others that are just so ignorant that they don't even understand what's going on. And they're just going along with mob rules.
Look,
and that is
Antifa,
wrong.
they're a bunch of fucking dickheads, aren't they, really? They need to grow up.
I'll let you say that.
I mean, when I was in my early 20s, I used to go on anti-Nazi protests, but that was for, like, against Nazism. Antifa are Nazis. Do you know what I'm saying?
Basically, because they do employ communist style tactics. They really do. Any person or people that make others kneel or have to make up their own schedule for them or tell them what to say or how to think, who to vote for, and then try to desecrate their name in any way, shape, or form and by any means necessary, those are the epitome, the true definition of communism. And I don't think many people realize how close we are to losing
they appreciate communism. I'll tell you what, because I listened, I'm on a lot of English streams as well, believe it or not. And there's this guy, I can't remember his name, but he was telling us about his grandparents that had to be transported to Siberia because of communism in the 1940s, and they were treated like pigs. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
get the word out about communism. It's not a good thing.
Well, one of the biggest reasons why this is now starting to make an appearance within our country and many countries around the world is because of
Yeah.
the level of indoctrination that has happened with our youngins. They aren't even taught about how good our country is in many cases. And you have so many far left leaning type of liberal teachers that are out there brainwashing our
Oh
children.
my
And I remember
God,
when my
they're the
boys were in
fucking most
college.
dangerous people in the world. Adult liberals are the most dangerous people in the world. Like, well, I won't say the P word, but you know what I'm talking about. They're
Right.
very dangerous.
And learning about some of the courses that they would teach in the colleges nowadays, and the fact that here's a very good example of what I'm about to get into. Penn State had just put out this mission statement, and it was on the news for all of about maybe 12 hours, give or take. And it was all the things that they were going to do to promote health and wellness amongst their students, amongst their faculty and other staff. And in that list, they had, and pardon me because I didn't memorize the line, but it was something about giving a voice to conservative students, right? So don't you know that less than 12 hours later, they actually pulled that post. And then they said that because they had gotten too much negative feedback from it was the reason why they had pulled it. Now tell me that
Oh.
is not the sheer definition of discrimination. I thought this
Oh,
is
that is total
America. I thought this
Oh
discrimination.
was,
yes,
Oh, God.
definitely.
is this not the
Sorry,
land of the
Jenna.
free and the
Sorry
home
to
of the
take over
brave?
your channel.
Oh no,
That is,
Mojo, you're fine. Absolutely, no, you're fine. I mean, true helper is right on the money. It is. It's crazy to me.
So I know I
yeah,
said
I mean,
Uncle.
this Antifa go against everything that they try and stand for. In my opinion, it's communism, discrimination. They're arrogant. They bully. They're aggressive, and they're young as well. I mean, I'm not putting that against. I mean, I used to be quite angry when I was young. I still am in a way, but they need to get their priorities in order. That's what I'm saying. And adult liberals are very dangerous, in my opinion, especially teachers.
But see, the problem with that is there's no such thing with getting priorities straight or in line with those types of people. And the reason being is because mob rules in those types of situations. And one of the biggest problems that we've found is because of who is funding these types of groups. They are now well equipped, well armed, well funded by some of these foreign sources, which I'm not even going to say the name because knowing the good old overlords here on YT, they might
Don't say it.
ban this video. But the bottom line is that they have had an influx of money, them, BLM, and many of them. And look, I'm just going to put this out there for everybody in chat and anybody that listens to this later on. You want to really have your finger on the pulse of the Black community in our current America as we know it. You go visit people like Anthony Bryan Logan or Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum or Jericho, the badass man himself, Green. And all four of those people are truly, they are the pure definition of Americana. They are true Black patriots, but yet they get called Uncle Toms all the time. Every time they try to speak out, every time we have a live stream on ABL's channel, you see all these people popping up
I
in
like
chat.
Candace Owens. Yeah, I've heard her. She's brilliant. Yeah. She's
Yep.
not afraid, is she?
And they fear that. They fear, God forbid, and I thought she had all the bases covered because not only is she Black, but she's a woman and she's intelligent and, but
She's
she's on the wrong side.
president.
So that's why she gets drugged as much as she does. And it's disgusting. It is so disgusting when they sit back and
Yeah,
then
I
they start
like her.
pointing
She's
fingers at
very brave.
everybody else,
Yeah.
talking about how racist you are just because you didn't say something proper or because you won't kneel to somebody. Well, first and foremost, let me just put this out there. The only anything that I would ever kneel to is God himself. And since God is not walking around on this planet within the bodies of any of those thugs that are running around tormenting and terrorizing all these people out there, I'd be damned. I will lose my life before I would ever kneel to anybody like that because it is wrong. They are so misled, and they don't even if they actually took a moment to do some true fact finding and just to see what the real stats are within this country. For example, I said I was going to say some facts when I got up here, so I'm just going to get into it.
No, I love
The
it.
last time I checked on some, the last time I checked on
True Helper,
somebody,
you should run to be president, in my opinion, even though I live in England.
no, I appreciate that, but no, they
Nah,
wouldn't
you
want
got
me.
good facts going on, boy.
They wouldn't want me. I'd probably catch a bullet upside the head. Yeah, no, that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't
No,
want
but can I ask you a question? It's really intrigued me since George. Oh God, I sound so ignorant now. You know the guy that was died. Police
George
officers.
Floyd? George
Yeah,
Floyd.
I mean Black Lives Matter was going years before that movement. And it's like the Black Panthers, isn't it? So why bring it about nowadays again?
Well,
Why
that
does
was
it spin around nowadays again?
BLM was basically
You know,
established.
we've grown
in
up to not be
2016.
racist. You know, why is it happening again?
Yeah, well, BLM was actually established right around the same time that Antifa was, which I believe, if memory serves me correct, was back in 2016. Just right
Yeah, but you
around.
had the Black Panthers though in the 60s. You know, you had all that. So why is it happening again?
Yeah, and you know, again, if they sat back and realized, and some of these stats I haven't even updated since last November, but just within the new administration, the U.S. economy has created over 1 million new jobs for African Americans. Male
Oh,
black
that's good.
unemployment
Yeah.
was down to 5.5%. The unemployment for black women was down to 4.4%. And right now, currently, I don't know the actual numbers. I haven't seen them as of recent, but I know they are at historic lows. There have been opportunity zones that have been
Yeah.
created, which basically just gives people incentive and everything they need to either get jobs, start up businesses. I have gone through some of my old neighborhoods, and I'm sure even somebody like Ginger Lock's mom can say there are certain parts of the hood that are actually coming alive again. More people than ever are back to work. They're able to
Exactly.
provide for their families, which creates
Right.
better health and wellness, both
Yep.
physical and psychological. So you can't deny these facts, but people still run around talking about, oh, systemic racism. Here's another fact for you,
That's
okay?
another bollocks. That's why I asked you the question. I thank you for answering it. I'm going to get off in a minute, but sorry, Jenna. Sorry, it's your channel. Sorry. I'm just going to say thank you for answering that. There's no need for it to be still promoted, in my opinion. Sorry. I lurk on a lot of black channels, and there's still a lot of white hate toward us, and I don't want to comment in their channels because I'll get kicked off immediately. Not because of my name, like White Queen. But, yeah, I like that. It's like a little character. It's not saying I'm a racist. It's just I've got the word white in there because I was born white. You know, so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and well said. I agree with what you said.
Right. And it's really true what you're saying, True Hopper. People are speaking on things without knowing the facts, without taking the time to know the true facts. They're just going off of, what they just have to do their research, I totally agree.
Yep, you were 100% correct, Jenna. And and another fact that I was going to say about the killings that have happened. The whole thing where I actually watched a news report where I saw this one woman yelling in the cop about, "Oh, you kill a black person every single day." Well, here you go, there, dumb rocket scientists. Yeah, that would mean that 365 black people get killed. Well, guess what? Here's the truth: 9 black Americans were killed last year, and so far 3, to my knowledge, as of this date, have been killed. So that is what is that? That's 12 people. Okay. Where is the systemic deal
it's
in that?
mainstream
Where is the
media,
murder thing?
isn't
And
it?
if
Yeah.
anything, the percentage rates, and this is through the FBI and many other groups that have put these kind of stats out there that publish these facts. The actual stats have gone down considerably in those respects. So for people to run around talking about how bad and defund the police and all that, look at the crime rates that have soared everywhere. You've got people like Bill de Blasio that are literally ripping New York apart. You expect, and the thing I found funny was that arrogant, cocky, self-centered son of a bitch, pardon my French, had the gall to go on live national television and talk about, well, I don't know, I don't know why the cops' morale would be down and all that. You just gutted them of almost $1 billion worth of their funding. How in the hell do you think someone would feel? Let me go in your pocket and rip everything you have out of there and then tell you, hey, go be happy. Go be happy. No, I don't think so. People work careers because obviously they makes them able to provide for their family. Done and done,
Yeah.
you moron. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right, that's it. True, Albert, you are going to be president in 4 years' time. That's it.
I appreciate that.
No, I mean that sincerely.
Right.
You're so passionate. I love it. I love it. That's why I've got about 100 babies by your voice. Baby showers. Right, I'm going to piss off, but I'll stay in the chat, dear darling. True Helper, always lovely to speak to you. You pregnant making man. And Jenna, thank you, darling. I'll see you in the chat.
Mojo,
Bye-bye, dear.
anytime. Thank
Love
you for
you.
coming out.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Be sure you give my babies a kiss for me. Okay?
yeah, right. Every single one of them.
I typed out in Carla's chat earlier when she was up there. I was like, I got to go get an internet vasectomy later because I got to solve this problem.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. I mean, my heart, I just had to go live this morning when I saw that comment. I couldn't even believe that the racist card would even be thrown when there was no need for that card to be thrown. And to point it at somebody that has never been racist on this, at all, and for you to throw it like, because you are of that color, I just feel like he throws it around whenever he feels like it. That's my opinion. And I think it's just wrong.
I agree. And, it's been within my experience having some interactions and, being privileged to call some of the names that I mentioned off earlier, most notably Anthony Brown Logan and Jericho Green, my friends, and, about those just dedicated, true Black patriots that are trying to constantly put the word out. It seems to me that a lot of these people that throw the racist term around, Black, white, and otherwise, usually either have lost the argument, lost the debate, or feel as though that they are not going to get anything from that. So it's almost like a child throwing a tantrum. Okay, well, how can I get them? Because let's face it, you hear the word racist, what happens? It's a non-starter. Everything's done. Like, it just immediately, you're like, what? So, and what are you going to say to that? Usually, and then it just inflames up into a bigger argument. And the worst part is that within this group of millennials and all these other jackasses, pardon my French, that are running around, most notably here in the streets of Philadelphia and many other Democrat, mind you, mostly Democrat-run states, is, when they say or accuse somebody of being a racist, they're already in a mob. So you've got one person versus 10 to 100, maybe 1,000 different people. And that is disgusting to me because that makes them, in my eyes, bullies. And like I said, terrorists. And I'm so disgusted by what's been happening. So I'm going to put this out there. Okay. I really do. And this invitation will remain open to infinity and beyond. It's I feel like a story, but this invitation is open for forever. Okay, anybody that wishes to step up, if you think you know what you're talking about, and you can prove systemic racism actually exists, and you can bring the facts and numbers like I can, I will debate you anytime, anywhere, anyhow. And I know, let me say this also, because immediately after I said that, whoever it is out there might be thinking, oh, well, who's this True Helper guy? He don't even have a channel and blah, blah. I'm a damn American and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to know who I am? That's the bottom line.
Right.
Enough. We, all of us, we're all talking about it. We've had enough. We should be happy. The best way to live life is to love each other. Honor thy mother, honor thy father. Be true to each other, our kids. Raise people as good as we can, and be good neighbors. I mean, God, I don't want to get biblical here, but that's all you got to do is grab up a Bible and you can read many good things. And if you're not into that kind of thing, just look around and realize that living a happy, righteous, good moral life is going to serve you better in the long run. And you're going to be a hell of a lot happier and healthier at the end of the day when you live with happiness and pride in your heart versus fear and hate.
Right. Absolutely. Amen to that. Because you don't even have to, even if you don't believe in, God or whatever, just being a good person. You don't have to have a belief to be a good person. It's not hard to be a good person. And you get so much out of being a better person to somebody else every day if you just, stay kind. Everybody just needs to stay kind. Can you Sandy asked, Jenna Moon, can you ask him if he will marry me? Sandy wants to know if you'll marry her.
I'm sorry. I got to put this out there. I am a happily married man. I apologize because I know I actually had a psycho email me a long time ago. Not saying you are by any stretch, but somebody I thought that was a friend of mine. But then all of a sudden heard me on a podcast one night, talking about my queen there, and boy, it was unbelievable. Like she came back at me. Well, you don't stay at every live stream and all that. And I'm like, what? So I actually had to block this person on the stinking emails, but not relating that to you. Not in any way, shape, or form. So I'm sorry for sounding wrong. The second I said it, I'm like, I hope she doesn't think I'm calling her that name. No. I found you on Carla's, and I just love who you are and what you stand for, and and then getting to know you more on Smokies. You are one of the good people in this community. You are one of the right ones to be here. And, you're just such a good person, True Helper. And I love that about you. Well, I thank you, Jenna. That really, if your mission was to make me blush, then you have succeeded, love. Definitely. I'm all red cheek right now. You feel it. I definitely appreciate that. And the kindness of this community has just been overwhelming. And I love it so much because, I thought it was a pretty good fit when I first started going up on some true crime channels and just making friends with people. And it just, I was blown away by the amount of goodwill and just some of the good people that I met. But then, of course, honestly, I had to, after you get through that new car smell, so to speak, then you start to find out, there's some very dark underside and underbelly of YouTube, unfortunately.
There is. And that was like what we were talking about on Smokies that night. And if anybody hasn't seen Smokies Live, True Helper put a lot of facts out that night too. But that's what's frustrating because of all that's going on. And yes, the people that do it are at fault. But at the same time, I just feel like YouTube could do more to stop what is going on. And I just feel like they're just in the background. But it's really, after speaking to you that night on Smokies, I don't feel that way anymore. It's that we have to make YouTube aware of what's going on. And people are not doing that because they feel like it's too much work or they don't know how to go about doing it. But in all reality, we do have to make YouTube aware of stuff that's going on in here so they can stop. Because I used to sit there and go, what is YouTube doing? I can't believe YouTube allows all this stuff and don't shut down videos and don't, make people go, like on Facebook, when you do something wrong, they put you in like a timeout. They remove you from Facebook. You can't go on for days and days and days. And YouTube doesn't do that. And it's frustrating.
And I couldn't have said it better because at one time I felt the same way. But after I started doing my research and really getting into some of these licensing agreements and, the internet electronic licensing agreements, I found that there are more possibilities and ways to actually help to stop and possibly prevent these doxing and swatting behaviors that have become so prevalent on some parts of YouTube. But by now, obviously, you know me, I'm willing to call out any wrong wherever I see it. And that's not to say that I'm always right. I'm the first one to admit I am a flawed man. By default, obviously, most men, we are some wretched creatures at times. Let me just say that. And we're, as my mom would always say, behind every decent man, there's a better woman rolling her eyes. And
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. True that.
but with that being said, it's like after I started doing the research, I finally put two and two together, and I'm like, wow, I feel like a dummy. Here's the solution right here. So between what Smokey's doing with the Subs Lives Matter at yahoo.com and him starting that kind of thing up, and then I've been around to multiple other channels about multiple creators that are involved in these negative, just bad, stupid behaviors. We're starting to figure out the ways on how to go about stopping and preventing this crap. So I'm really,
Right.
really excited for the future. And that being said, about calling out right and wrong, YouTube does have over 70 million creators with, I think it's over 100 billion different podcasts on there. So I can understand how, if they say have a team of 30,000 moderators that work for them or whatnot, and granted, yes, they do have the electronic or the automatic algorithms and stuff like that seek certain behaviors and trigger words or keywords and that kind of thing. But the bottom line is that I can see how it would be overwhelming, especially with there being so many smaller channels, and you have most of them are watching like some of the bigger channels that have the moderators from YouTube are watching a lot of the bigger channels that have like over 500K to 1 million and more types of subs. So I can see how it'd be a little difficult, but
Right. Exactly. Like Salone says, it's really hard to get anything done around here. I saw a drunk psychic show her boobs like a week ago, and her channel is still up. And so could you kind of like let people know what you found that people need to do to make YouTube kind of take a look at what's going on? Or, what did you find with your research?
Absolutely. I have no problem sharing that at all. First, let me say, Galway girl, I appreciate, or Galway girl, I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. But I always try to stick with facts because, well, as I've learned, facts, for one, don't care about your feelings. And if you find the true facts, at the end of the day, you can actually help educate people, and those that are willing to sit back and actually listen like a mature adult would. If you're going to be out there acting like an adult in the real world, then it should help with making the difference for them to be able to make a better decision on how to be a better American and just person overall. But anyway, so to how to deal with some of these horrific, just idiot type events. Sorry, words are hard there for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to find the words for that is hard, no matter what. You're right. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I rebound pretty quick, or at least I try to, as again, it's I'm kind of used to it within our sponsorship groups and stuff, but how to deal with all the YouTube effery, as I believe I heard it said in Carlos earlier. If, say, you have issues directly with the content that a creator has made, one of the most effective ways that we have found to date is that if you can assemble some other like-minded individuals that also know that what was done or what's being done is wrong, you can tweet at YouTube, or I think it's at Team YouTube. I'd have to double check.
Yes, it's Team YouTube. Yes, on Twitter. Yep, it's Team YouTube.
Thank you. So that is one of the most effective ways to do it as of right now. But I believe, and again, for YouTube, I've just still been so deeply studying Patreon and PayPal and some of these other paid membership type platforms and forums. So I'm not 100% sure just yet about YouTube, but I will be very, very soon. But I know that obviously there are the report buttons and all of that, which I know many people are saying, yeah, but I press it and it just seems like nothing ever happens and that person's channel is never taken down or the videos aren't taken down and stuff like that. But there are also other ways as well. Now, anybody that is actually monetized on YouTube actually has to abide by multiple laws. In fact, there are so many laws. That's why we had to actually acquire a multitude of lawyers, some counsel to help us, get through all this stuff, because it's insane, just the sheer amount of legal terminology. I mean, you can really make your eyes go crossed very, very fast.
Absolutely. And that's why some people probably give up, because of that legal term mumbo jumbo stuff. They're just like too overwhelmed, and they're like, screw it, it's not worth it. But in the long run, it will be.
Yes. So I do know that the Federal Trade Commission and the FCC are two agencies that oversee usually different online types of businesses and things of that nature. Now, I'm not sure if the BBB is any bit relevant, which I don't really think it is, because that, I think, is more so for actual product retail type of outlets and things of that nature. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to actually come back and tell you and everybody else what we've found out, because the more we dig, as it turns out, I mean, there are so many ways that we can, in fact, make a difference. But before I speak the truth to power,
right,
I want to make
you're still researching, right? Because there is a lot. Because I know that when you were talking on Smokies, you're more basing on like the Patreon or the PayPal stuff, because a lot of people feel like because they're not doing things on per se their Patreon, they're doing it on Discord or YouTube or Facebook, they feel like they're untouchable. And what you're finding out is that is absolutely not the case. If you are a Patreon, if you're running a Patreon, it's still what's the word I'm looking for? It's still you are still held to their contract, even though you're on a different platform, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I'll just, if you don't mind, real quick, I will read just one page from, and this is one out of many, from the Patreon licensing agreement, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Titled Doxing. Ooh, get that. TLDR. We take a strong stance against doxing, which is sharing an individual's private information or aggregating their public information for the purpose of intimidating them through harassment. We take the strong stance against doxing. Sorry about that. Sorry, I lost it. Somebody texted me. We take the strong stance against doxing because it is used to silence or intimidate people with different viewpoints on the internet. It can cause extensive emotional trauma and can put the victim's physical safety at risk. The most classic form of doxing is it gets into kind of the description. But at the end of it all, I mean, they aren't playing around at all. If you are found out that you are not upholding your expressed written consent agreement to them, once you sign that licensing agreement with them, they can not only get rid of your ass, but if somebody presses charges, and I know people always think, oh my God, it'll be so expensive and all that. Honestly, we're also finding many new things out about that. If, say, you had a true problem with somebody, all you have to do is go down to your local police department and or contact an attorney. And for between like $75 to $150, you can actually sign a complaint, and you can actually put it against somebody like one of those platforms. And I don't want to say the name in tandem with that because the algo might get you again.
Yeah, you're right.
But once that is done, then they will actually go after the creator, because it specifically says within their agreement that any person that comes after them, legal or otherwise, they will hold them 100% responsible. And this even lasts, even if you shut your channel down or change your channel name, or if, say, a page, one of them actually leaves that group, it still applies. That it's forever. It will last for as long as the stinking internet is around. So that's why I don't think a lot of these people haven't sat back and actually read these agreements, because if they did and they were responsible about it, and I can say actually one thing about Patreon that I will give them credit for, out of all the online agreements that I have read, and believe me, I have read thousands of pages. It's insane, but They have some of the most simplistic, easy to understand sections for their rules, guidelines, and agreements. And I give them a lot of credit for that, because they're just straight to the point, and then they'll get into like all the legalities and what can happen. And they've, got their terms of service concerning, copyrights and trademark information and things of that nature. So, these people are operating, they think they're operating, like they're just untouchable. They're bulletproof. Well, I'm here to say, guess what? No, you're not. And I've got about 3 legal
Right,
counselors that
exactly.
say
And
you're not.
and the other thing I caught that was interesting that you said is that even though, say you were a Patreon and you left, and that owner of the Patreon decided to go after you because you left, they're still held under that contract, even though you left. Like, they cannot go after you because you left their platform and stuff, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that's another thing that is listed clear as day in multiple areas in that same agreement, just like the one that I was reading off yesterday, because they can't stand when people do that. And I can see why, because it can in fact not only hurt their brand name, but it just hurts them overall. And obviously they just want to keep making their money undisrupted, with no harm, no foul, and they don't want anybody's lawyers calling them up and all these things, and that's kind of the goal for all businesses, or most businesses, I should say. You don't want to start all this trouble or have trouble, but so yeah, well, here's something that goes right along with that. Here's another paragraph or so. Patreon page: any creator caught in the act or convicted of making incredible violent threats, doxing, committing other violent crimes, malicious doxing — I didn't know there was a difference, but okay. Coordinated nonviolent harm such as fraud, money laundering, and or gambling, or encouraging others to do any of these activities may be banned from using Patreon. And again, it's not me. I'm not making that up. Go to that agreement. Just Google www.patreon. I believe it's agreements.com, whatever it was, or Patreon, maybe / something like that. I don't have that page in front of me, but again, it's as easy as sitting back and reading these things. And once you read, you get educated, and then you'll know how to responsibly run your channel and cut the shit. Pardon my French again.
Right. If somebody's asking, they said, how do you reach Patreon? I don't like that they don't offer a customer service hotline. Do you know a way for people to be able to get is it just an email? Do you know that, or do you not?
I promise I will get back to you on that, because we actually had one of our somebody who was consulting for us. They told us that there is actually a couple of ways, but I'm again not 100% about that, so I don't want to put wrong information out there. But I do know there are ways. It's just that and again, along that aspect, I've just been reading into the actual licensing agreement and things of that nature. I'm presently trying to get into all the how to contact and those kind of things. I only got so much time at the end of the day.
Right. Exactly. It was just somebody was just curious, and I know you don't know all of it yet. I know you've been working on it and stuff, but I couldn't remember if you said that on Smokies, if there was a way to get a hold of anybody.
And I promise I will. I will come back and I will definitely let you know. And well, here's another good paragraph that goes along with preventing somebody from all this doxing and other malicious behavior any further. It's I believe it's under a paragraph. It's titled 6, Section C or something like that. Anyway, before I begin, every Patreon owner or every Patreon channel owner has to sign something. It's a DPL, which is the data protection legislation. And so this goes well with that. And it says acknowledgement of data protection legislation and assistance. Creators who take all wow, words are hard again. Creators will take all reasonable steps to assist Patreon in complying with all applicable data protection legislation. in other words, basically, they want you to make them aware of any breaches, anything that may have happened to anyone, something that may have happened with them or any one of their Patreon members, or if they believe that somebody is actually sharing data or other information. And because if you don't, then you're still held just as liable for not saying anything as you are if you did. So, you know what I mean? It's just better off to come clean and say, look, I may have had an accident. Something slipped out online and, it wasn't hurtful. So then at least they can prepare. And then, 9 times out of 10, people will always try to avoid a courtroom because it's a heck of a lot less expensive and it doesn't take up their time to just, settle something out with other parties or just make it so that the issue just can kind of go away.
Right. Exactly. Because like we said, everybody's just getting tired. And I love that you have been researching this for your own reasons, but you're also bringing it to the community. That's what I love, because we not only have to take a stand as a community, but we have to take a stand for it to end. Like we have all, have said this has got to stop. And yes, Smokey P's doing this Love Life Matters on Wednesday night, 9:00 on his channel. I think it's great, but we also need to learn about the rules of Patreon and YouTube and stuff so we can collectively as a community stop all this hatred that's going on. We really do.
Yes, well said. Well said. And that is the ultimate goal here, is to unite people versus all this division. And trust in one thing, when we all come together as a community, I can promise you, we ain't gonna be calling each other racist and all that good stuff like some other punks out there are. I promise you that. That's
Exactly.
Angel Pepper, that is well said, and I appreciate you looking up that intel there.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, I figured they had some kind of Twitter handle or something along those lines,
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I just love that everybody is trying, that's why when you were on Smokey P's, I was so intrigued of the, I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot to read. Like you said, it's been reading and reading and reading, but I love that you're doing that, because you're taking a stand too, and I think all of us have to take a stand. All of us, we have to stop this hatred. It's insane. Somebody's going to get hurt.
You are right.
Somebody is. It's going to happen. Somebody is going to get hurt if this does not stop.
You are 100% correct. And it has happened before, though the mainstream, lamestream, liberal brainwashed media likes to sit there and mislead everybody. There still have been reports put out there when they've actually done some and very few of the actual honest reporting. There has been multiple cases and where events took place with somebody who was doxxed or whatever. He had some psycho went after him and harmed them or murdered them or whatever the case was. But it ultimately always has a negative and or a horrific end, and that's what we're trying to avoid. And it's as easy as, look, it's okay to come online and sit there and have cat fights and go fisticuffs with people. Look, nobody's saying that you can't do that, but leave people's legal names out of your mouth when you're online. Stop trashing on addicts. Stop putting people's personal information out there and putting people's children's pictures online. That is right there.
Exactly.
And I've said it like this before, and I've been on a few channels about this, and Uniting's said same channels at the same time. If you don't start it, we won't have to end it.
Correct.
Because I don't give up. I won't put this bone down not anytime soon. And like I said, I just want to go back to that whole debating thing, even about this subject or this subject matter or topic. Anybody that wants to come up, and again, it can be professional. All of you have seen, I know how to shut my mouth and be respectful and let somebody else speak. It's fine. It's exactly what we can do. Anytime.
Yep. I totally agree with you, True Helper. And I just appreciate it. And I just hope everybody that has, seen all of it, that we can come together as a community, and end this, end all this craziness. The real life stuff does not have to happen. Like you said, cat fights are one thing, throwing tomatoes, as people say, or tit for tat. that is completely okay. But when you go beyond that and you start going after real life, people's real lives, or looking people up and then putting it out there, that's got to stop. It's just people's looks and people's addiction. I mean, some of the comments are just disgusting. There was just a comment the other day that I saw where somebody made a comment about something about a needle in your arm, and they were saying it to a recovering addict, like they didn't do it right the first time. It was disgusting. And that comment is still up today. And that's what gets frustrating, that it doesn't get taken down. But we're slowly learning what you can do to get that stuff taken down and people being held accountable for what they're doing on here.
Absolutely correct, because the time has finally come, and as the evil side always ends up learning, or people with malicious intent in their heart, there's only a certain period of time that you can sit there and push us around until we finally had enough. And believe me, when we come out of that corner swinging, there ain't no force on this earth that's going to be able to stop us. And that's exactly what happened, metaphorically speaking. I just put that out there before somebody chops that up. Oh, look, he's threatening. No, I don't do that. Trust me, I've done enough of that in my past. But Molly Golightly has a very good point with that, and you are absolutely correct about that as well. The goal is not to engage in dangerous behavior and not to take down channels. Let them take themselves down. You are 100% correct. As my mom always used to say, if you give somebody enough rope who is sitting there acting like a jackass, sooner or later they're going to metaphorically hang themselves, and that's exactly what happens all the time.
Yep. All the time. You're absolutely, she's right and you're right, because they do end up hanging themselves. It always comes to light. It always does. They think that they're untouchable, but you're not untouchable forever.
Yes, and yes. So these people that are running around out there right now, again, just remember that even though you think you're on a platform that you've never gotten jacked up on, or gotten struck on, or had a channel taken down on, or anything like that, the rules apply to everybody equally, no matter how biased it seems right now. Trust me, at the end of the day, when you end up getting a real deal, not the metaphorical ones and not the Karana type agents out there, but the real deal attorneys, you get real deal, even be it copyright attorneys for that matter. I've seen a lot of people having their information and material stolen offline and reposted elsewhere. It's like, it's all a bunch of crock of crap. I mean, if you're not that creative to come up with your own stuff, leave other people's stuff alone, for crying out loud. It takes people hours and hours and days to come up with decent, reasonable content to entertain their loyal subs and have a good time by. But if all you got is sitting back behind a keyboard and acting like that little keyboard warrior and just going nuts and saying and attacking people, then I'm here to say those days are numbered. They really are, because I've been thinking about this for more than a couple of years now, and slowly but surely started building up different parts of the idea and the plan here and there. And then just recently, like I said, I've really gotten headstrong into this, and I am not going to let this go. Not in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that could stop me is if the big man decides it's my time and I got to go where I'm needed, and that's it. But till that point, I mean, we got so many good souls out here that are also already, I know I can speak beyond a reasonable doubt, believing people like you and Smokey P and Carla and Misdemeanor, and even Diane and Wendy. There's just so many people out there that have been against all of these malicious, just scumbag type behaviors. It's just got to stop. I mean, granted, yeah, I know drama sells, and some people would refer to themselves to the female Howard Sterns and all these other things, and that's fine. You know what? I don't want to be the reason for anybody losing one red cent. But abide by the rules like everybody else has to, and not to mention that it's just the right damn thing to do. Come on. Please.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. Because it's true. It's not like we want to take their income or anything like that. Everybody has the right to, make an income the way they feel is best for their family or whatever. And I would never take that away from anybody. Being a creator is not an easy job. It's not. Like you said, it takes hours to give out good content, to give it to their subs. And everything. It's a lot of work, but like you said, there's a difference between putting in the work and doing it right as opposed to doing it wrong. And that's what needs to stop. Just at least do it right. Abide by the rules, you know? Abide by the rules. CPS shouldn't be called. People shouldn't be getting swatted. You know, for what? For nothing, you know, for just because you don't like them. It's not okay.
Yep. And I also want to make another thing very, 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 very clear to each and every person out there that is involved or has been involved, even in the past, because yes, the statute of limitations appears to be pretty lengthy for doing such crimes as doxing and swatting and all those types of things. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, if you think you're all by yourself and you just have some of your closest most trusted friends. If they decide to investigate you, and believe me, I know just about every agency that would in fact get involved, they're not going to stop. And when you least expect it, they're going to ascertain all the right and proper information that they need to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law and find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And granted, you know, again, the fines and penalties and all that stuff, as I'm starting to find, you know, it varies as per the state. And obviously, as per the crime, whatever you're charged with. But most of it, keep this in mind, too. Anything online is automatically a felony because anything online incorporates the federal communications. It's the FCC that involves them directly. So it's automatically a felony. Automatically. And then not to mention, again, every state differs, you know, and how they prosecute people and the laws that they use thereof to do so. But bottom line, telling you, you know, you just knock it off. The best way that you could end all of this before it even begins, because I'm here to also say this is not a bluff. I am not, and we, us, ours, we are not going to stop. We're not. After all the negative crap that's been done, did you think you were going to be able to punch somebody in the face and just walk away? Oh, no.
Exactly.
I just don't.
Right, exactly. And that was a good thing that you said about the friends and stuff, because if you're in a chat and they go after that person, if you're in that chat rooting that person on, you're just as much as accountable as the person they're looking at. So just remember that when you're sitting in a private chat thinking you're safe, rooting all of this on, you know, they're gonna look at you too.
I'm sorry, if I may, and I'm sorry to cut you off there. What I do want to say, I mean, granted, there are certain things that are obviously you're just beyond, you know, certain limits to be able to prosecute somebody by. And I know certain comments, obviously, you know, it's very hard to prosecute people nowadays because they usually try to fall under and utilize the First Amendment, our freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But again, remember, if you were caught putting people's addresses out there and doing all this nasty behavior, which is actually covered in those licensing agreements that I spoke of, that anybody can take time to read it. It's all online and it's, you know, clear. It's in black and white. It's clear as day for anyone to see. Then those will be the crimes that you will be held accountable for. Enough is enough. But on that note, Miss Jenna, I have to run. I am already a bit late, but I just figured I'd stop in and, you know, just.
Well, thank you so much for coming up, True Helper. You are. I love hearing you. I definitely, if I don't see you before, I'll definitely see you Wednesday night at Smoky Peas. And have a fabulous day. And thank you for giving this information.
Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you so very much for having me. And before I forget, because I am so horrible, the one thing I do have to get better at is actually like reviewing chat. You know, I appreciate all of your comments. I really do. Yeah, I've read them, you know, Life Rewinded and Galway Girl, of course, Mojo Joe, I saw yours, Pixie, Dirty Dawn, I appreciate that. Sloan Wallace, Orange Butterfly. My gosh, I mean, there's just so many of you that have been so nice and just decent to me, and I just can't say it enough. And Bay Beauty, I see you almost everywhere. She's always showing me love. Like, it's crazy how nice all of you people are. And I really, what do you mean, you people? Oh, sorry about that. Somebody might think I'm racist or sexist. Sorry. No, but I appreciate it. I really, really do. And the one thing that I'll say that even gets under my skin most and probably worst of all, and sooner than later, I will actually be putting another email out there for people so that they can actually be able to contact us directly. And that's for any cases of people being bullied online or having anybody accusing them of being racist and things of that nature, so we can see if there's something we can do about that. It's just that anybody that goes out there calling somebody else a racist, you better damn well sure you have your stinking facts straight.
Yes.
That is the worst behavior all, and especially if you have children, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. And you need to obviously have a lesson in true, real history, not what the mainstreams put out there and not what they teach in the present day schools, many schools, not all schools, because I know some very, very good teachers, very good, selfless, brave, just truly just kind teachers out there. But there are more negative ones nowadays than there are good. And I have seen this with my own two eyes. And I've heard about it time and time again, all over from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. It's insane. But I'm sorry to go on that little rant there.
No, by all means, you just keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it. I know I appreciate it. And we just appreciate you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and just realized that British Chippy 07, Ginger Locks mom, definitely my fellow Pennsylvanian. Awesome. And all of you, please have a very wonderful, safe, and blessed weekend until then. And I really do mean this. I love each and every one of you. I really do. And I am that type of guy. I'm so much a lover that I am a fighter anymore. But don't get me wrong. I will go fisticuffs. But no, I do love all of you. I definitely do. Jenna, thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to speaking with you again. You have a blessed day.
You too. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
What an amazing person. Something like I gravitated to him right away. He's just an amazing person. We did put his channel up, so please sub to him. I am going to get off, but I wanted to say a couple other things. Everybody, please keep Marsha White Sharkey in your prayers. She needs all the prayers she can get. So please keep those prayers going for her. Also, we're going to say it again. Wednesday night, 9:00 Eastern time, Smokey P is having a Common Ground live. If you would like to have as a sub, want to voice your opinion on something, want to have your voice heard, you can email him at subslifematters@yahoo.com. And if you're not sub to Smokey P's channel, my mods are putting his link in the chat. So please sub to him. I hope to see everybody there Wednesday night. It will be a really good live. I think it's something us as a community needs. And I hope everybody has a great day. And if you have not subbed to me, please sub. And if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. And again, thank you, True Helper, for coming up. Tracy, Leo's wife, and Mojo, I appreciate all of you guys. Again, just be kind. Enjoy YouTube. Be kind and stay well. Talk to you guys all later. Bye.